Hi, Rachel here, Oracle spiritual healer and teacher. And today I'm doing a pull on a guide. Uh, Let me repeat that: goddess, god, or guardian from my handy dandy deck that says the same thing. Um, and how I do this is just I shuffle my cards, I pick a card, I look at the name on the card, and I channel a message from that being, that soul, that energy. Um, and obviously, the message is going to pertain to the times we're in and be for the collective, although it might hit you individually on different levels than for the broader group of people. So this is for you and for everyone at the same time. And what I like to say, when these sorts of messages come through, even if you're doing your own sort of pull or spread for yourself, is to not overthink any of it. The key to this sort of work, whether you do it professionally or not, is to just listen. It's just to receive. However, it is that your soul likes to receive information. Um, and so the mind gets out of the way. So, anytime you're doing a pull, whether it's oracle cards or tarot cards, doesn't matter, is to stay out of the way and get your mind out of it and don't overthink it. The first sort of thing that comes up for you is probably going to be what you're meant to get out of it. So, all right. Ah, Ra. Okay. One of my favorites. I mean, they're all wonderful. But I love Egypt and ancient Egypt. So let's tune into Ra, the sun god. Yeah. Um, what he's showing me, it's interesting. It's the illumination of the masculine. It's the illumination of the distorted masculine and its presence on earth, its destructive nature on earth. This is going to be more and more illuminated. And it's going to be illuminated because it's like a crying call, like a loud call, and that it needs to be fixed, it needs to be healed, it needs to evolve. Okay, let me see what else you want to say before I chime in. The destruction of man, of people, has been by the people, by man. Um, and specifically, again, the masculine energy is where the destruction has come from. There's going to be like this, almost like like a karmic thing coming up. That's not the word he's using, but it's like, um, yeah, it's like the karma is coming up for the distorted masculine. And this is the unhealthy. When I say distorted masculine, it's the unhealthy expression of the masculine energy. And it doesn't mean it's men, right? But men carry more masculine energy. So they're going to express more masculine energy. And that doesn't mean that all men are expressing distorted masculine energy. But generally speaking, right now, men are farther behind than women. They have more work to do. There's more healing there, and so this is what he's talking about: it being illuminated more. Okay, let me keep listening and watching. Yeah, again, it's like things from the past are going to be revealed in order for them to be healed. And as they are revealed, it's important that we don't go into judgment and blame, that sort of accusatory energy, like it's your fault sort of thing. It's to acknowledge that it happened, and to move on, and to move on. It's not to go into that energetic spiral of blaming and pointing fingers. The revealing, the illumination is coming up for healing. So when we move into that sort of blaming, pointing fingers, things don't get healed. Okay, let me see what else. The masculine is evolving. The energetic codes are changing, shifting. Um, and so what's going to happen? And again, I see this mostly for men, but it's not just for men. It's those that carry, masculine energy, which is all of us, but are expressing, I'll say, more of it. That there's going to be an awakening through these energetic shifts that are going to be taking place, and that have been, but they're going to increase. There's going to be these shifts that will take place where individuals, so on an individual scale, are going to start to awaken up to their behavior, their actions, their words, and how harmful they've been. Now, how does this play into history? Well, you know, there's the past lives and the karma we carry through into the next life, and once we heal things, it heals all those other soul experiences. So it's almost like it gets rewritten because there's an energetic shift that takes place once we have this recognition, acknowledgement, and then the really releasing and shifting the expression in ourselves. So this is what he's saying. This is what he's showing me, is that individually this is going to happen through the masculine. It's this awakening, a realization, and then the wanting to be better. It's like wanting to be better, more elevated in expression, more elevated in expression. Again, there's a theme that's been happening over the last few weeks when I'm tuning in and channeling, is like waking up from a coma we've been in, waking up, having the blinders taking off, having the veil being lifted, and it's happening on a large scale, but it happens individually. We all have our own timeline of when we sort of wake up, and our own timeline for our growth and evolution. And so this will be happening more. Okay, let me see what else. He's showing me the pyramids and the Syrian, not just the Syrian energy, but all the energy, the star energy that's connected with ancient Egypt, which would be the stars, Sirius, Lyra, Lyra. I don't remember which way it is, Lyra or Lyra. Um, and there's some other ones that are just outside of my awareness, but there are other star bodies and the energy there that are connected to ancient Egypt so ancient Egypt carries those codes from those different star bodies. That's all sort of coming through, and will be more so that energy is going to be more present on Earth to help with our evolution forward. Yes. And so he's saying this is not necessarily, um, people or ETs or beings coming to visit. It is the energy. It's the energy coming through, coming through. And the pyramids act like what's it, like a antenna, right? So the pyramids can send information upward, but it can also receive information downward. And so a lot of this energy, what he's showing me, is going to be coming through in the pyramids, reactivating codes that are already present within not only the pyramids, but that land and the structures that we see and that we don't see. Um, yes. And when these codes get activated, anyone who carries these codes are also going to be activated. So it's another sort of period of growth, evolution, awakening. Um, and so I'm going to ask him about the time frame around that because he's saying it's not happening right now when I'm recording this. So let me see when this is going to be taking place. And he's just saying soon. And so what does that mean? That means timelines shift and it's going to depend on specific things. There's not a specific date right now, or period that he's offering up. Okay, let's see what else. Yeah, he's showing me the seas, like the oceans, the waters, the bigger bodies of water, and there's this vibration, and I see them rising. Okay, I want to ask him what that's about. I'm asking him, so does this mean the waters are going to rise? He says, yes, eventually, but it's more of um, the energy shifting on Earth, right? So, again, some of these natural sort of disasters, these really intense um, storms or activity, natural activity that's happening is the recalibration. It's the recalibration. So that's what he's showing me. Again, things are shifting and transforming. Things, and just like I talk about this all the time, just like when we do like a detox, whatever it's from, there's the uncomfortableness that your system goes through, right? It could literally be like shaking, it could be, expelling things from your body, but your system, doesn't feel even keeled. And so that's the same sort of thing with the earth right now, and will continue to be this way um, through it feels like the next year this year into even next year of this sort of the recalibration, getting the toxins out. Okay, anything else from Ra? He's saying don't give up. Um, don't ever give up. There's always a way forward, and there's much help at hand, seen and unseen. You must trust that we're on the right path, and all will be well, even if it doesn't seem that way now or doesn't feel that way now. This is part of the evolutionary process. And he's saying something in a language that I don't understand. It's like it's like an incantation, like a seal sort of thing. Um, yeah, like like in a yoga class when you say namaste, but it doesn't mean namaste, but it's something like that where it's almost like a seal, and like so it is. So it'll be of that sort of energy. Yes, and that's the end. So that's our message today from Ra, the sun god, Egyptian sun god. And again, not about that message, um, but this one on the card, I mean. Um, but really beautiful message there. Interesting things coming through. I'm going to spend some time looking more into myself. And I hope you enjoyed that and that it serves you well. And please feel free to share this with anyone you think it will serve. And thank you for watching this.